What is the administration doing specifically to counter the growing Russia and China relationship?
What we're focused on is revitalizing our alliances and partnerships around the world and advancing our foreign policy goals around the world, and in working to strengthen the foreign policy objectives and the mutual security objectives that we share with so many other countries. I mean, last week on Monday, the president was in San Diego to unveil with Prime Minister Sunak and Prime Minister Albanese of Australia this AUKUS deal. This is an opportunity now to help Australia get their own nuclear-powered submarines. That's just one example. That's what we're focused on. It's not about countering them. It's about advancing our goals.
Thanks, John. Russia and China. It seems like these two superpowers are teaming up now against the U.S. Why did President Biden let this happen?
Peter, these are two countries that have long chafed, as I said to Jeff, long chafed at U.S. leadership around the world and the network of alliances and partnerships that we have. This is not something that these two countries just cooked up since President Biden got elected. But it is something that they have been
since he's been president. He has talked tough. He tried to pressure Putin and Xi to act right or risk their standing on the world stage. Does he see now that they don't care?
I think if you ask a lot of Russians, they certainly care. I mean, their economy is barely being propped up by some pretty radical measures by Mr. Putin. Their military has been roundly embarrassed inside Ukraine, and they continue to lose ground there. And as for China, again, take a look at the way the president has really revitalized and restored alliances and partnerships that were let go, if not ridiculed, in the previous administration. We have prioritized them, and there's no other nation around the world that has this alliance and partnership network that we do. 5 of our 7 treaty alliances are in the Indo-Pacific, and President Biden has prioritized each and every one of them.
Specific to these two leaders, though, do you think that Putin and Xi fear President Biden?
You'd have to ask them whether they fear or they not.
Okay.
It is not about fear. It's about President Biden advancing our foreign policy goals around the world. It's about President Biden revitalizing these alliances and partnerships. It's about President Biden and what he's doing to preserve our national security interests around the world. That's what we're focused on.
On the phone call between President Biden and President Xi, what is the holdup here? You all seem interested in talking. Are the Chinese not interested?
No holdup at all. We want to make sure when we have this conversation, it's at the appropriate time and in the right context. President Xi's been kind of busy of late. I mean, he had the People's Congress, which just ended. Now he's in Moscow. So look, when it's the right time, and for both leaders, we'll get them on the phone. But just as importantly, to my first answer on this, we're still still interested in working towards getting Secretary Blinken back to Beijing. I mean, he was practically on the plane when we had to pull that visit back and postpone it. And as I said, we're having active discussions with the PRC right now about the potential visit by Secretary Yellen and one by Secretary Raimondo.